we're gonna jump ahead a wee bit to the next morning, where you all wake up. You're all staying at the Heron, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just double checking.
Are you staying in my room?
Yeah.
Are you staying on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm hanging out with Rebecca.
No, I know. Celestar, Rebecca, Faena, and River in the same room.
I guess we each have a bed.
Yeah.
I have to prove that
Do
I'm
we
as
each
if not.
have a bed?
You each have a room.
We only have 2 rooms.
Are you
No.
asking how many beds are in
No.
Faena's
How many beds
room?
are in Faena's room?
One.
One?
Celestar.
No
is on
one
the ground.
asked for other room. No one asked for a room with 2 beds.
We
You
did.
know
We
what?
did.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Specifically for
You
who?
each have a room, a bed in your
we
room.
got-
For every room, or was it just?
We had just ours because it
Yeah.
was bed for me, bed for you, and floor pile.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
right. So you guys got
So,
2 or 3 rooms. I don't remember.
We only had 2.
You had
so
the
we
2.
only have 2.
Okay, so it
This
is.
is the point that I'm going to make.
Gotcha.
So, Faena has taken all the covers on the bed, leaving Celestar with nothing.
Oh, is Celestar on the bed with you?
That's the question. Would
Celestar is
River?
definitely not on the bed with you.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm like, that's not.
Great,
No.
great. That was the question.
Celestar put himself on the floor with a pillow.
Rebecca
Celestar is
allowed
like,
that?
Oh yeah, Rebecca is sleeping in a chair,
Against
leaned
the door.
against
Okay.
the door.
So,
I'm next to the door, next to Rebecca, proving that I'm as secure as Rebecca.
great.
So at a certain point, like as soon as you set up, Rebecca looked down and went, "Do you want a chair?"
I'm good.
So you are sitting on the ground.
Yes.
You are almost as tall as Rebecca is in a chair. She's not a big person. Rebecca is about maybe like 5'4", 5'5". So
That's all. I just wanted to clarify the bed situation.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify, like, is this going to be a problem when Tobi gets here, or is this going to be okay?
We don't know if Tobi's coming. What are you talking about?
I meant if Tobi, whenever we next encounter
We
Tobi
don't-
here, like
no,
at the table.
Whatever.
are you asking if Celestar sharing a bed with Faena is going to be a problem for Tobi?
That's a big problem. I
That
feel
feels
like.
presumptuous
I feel,
about their dynamic.
But yeah, so
I feel like Tobi doesn't like Faena,
That's true.
That's accurate.
Oh, no, you're right.
and that would be, you know.
I thought I got you.
I feel like Celestar is on the ground with the smallest blanket that was on the bed and no pillow.
Yeah.
And Faena's on the bed with all the blankets and all the pillows.
Yeah.
And I'm just against the wall with nothing, and Rebecca's got a chair.
And
That's exactly how it
Archer and Faden each have their
A
own
bed.
bed and a comfortable room.
Oh, yeah.
No problems except for the fact of maybe what is going on with everyone else.
It's cozy.
It's so nice. Oh, yeah. Archer probably slept in. So, like, 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Solid.
You slept in a good couple hours, and Faden has to wake up a few hours earlier than usual.
Well, I wouldn't wake him up if I wake up earlier.
Well, let me ask, because you guys have kind of are you? Because I won't force you, but are you going to go back to Madame Jambier's with Willie?
I will go back with Willie.
My plan was to go and to, if they want to come, they can. But I wasn't even gonna ask them. I was just gonna go.
Are you going to tell Faena?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
As soon as Faena's awake in the morning, I'm like, let me tell you everything that happened yesterday.
Great. Well, Faena's coming with you because
Oh wait, do you not remember how we ended?
Hollowback.
You did.
Oh,
tell
right, I did, right.
Faena
'Cause we're talking
what
about Hollowback.
happened?
Yeah, exactly.
And Faena, yeah, I was just gonna move a little past that, and you guys can come back to that later.
Okay.
But you know, everything was caught up. Faena and Celestar, and I guess now Rebecca.
I
Now
got-
everything.
Yeah, I got the
Great.
impression that River had given you the whole rundown of what happened.
That's fantastic because Faena is now wildly interested in the Hollowback.
Got it.
And nothing else, it seems like, but the Hollowback. And
So you
is
heard wah, 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 Hollowback. Wah, 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 wah.
basically.
Are we bringing Celestar and Rebecca?
No.
Celestar would not even
Yeah.
bother.
No.
Yeah. I just wanted to check.
I,
'cause- But,
they're
yeah,
in the.
'cause-
They're locked in the room.
And he's got Rebecca now.
Yeah, exactly. He's
So,
fine. He's
I
got
don't need
company.
to bodyguard him anymore.
And if I can speak for Celestar, he doesn't care what Willie's up to.
No, he doesn't.
he's kind of like, no, I'm good. And has also been like trapped in a train with the 4 of you who are
A lot.
effectively strangers to him, more or like Faden and Archer he knows the best, and that's still like passing.
That's why he
Right.
slept on the floor.
It's not wrong.
Yeah.
So, when you guys arrive, the four of you, Faena having come along and Celestar opting to stay home.
It was a long walk.
It
Yeah.
was, yes. You left at what time?
What time do we have to get there?
I don't believe they
It was
said.
noon, I believe.
think it's
Noonish, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hour walk, right?
So it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Hour and a half to walk. Okay, so we would leave like at 7.
7? No.
What?
No, like 10. Do your
10.
math. 2 hours?
Like 9:30, and then we'd
I
get
think
food.
that was math. I think
that-
that was Archer math.
No,
was
that was more
Archer
like
math.
Kirk math. Like you plan to get there a little bit
I
earlier.
feel like
'cause you
Kirk
never
gets to
know
the
what could
airport
happen.
8 hours early.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm getting the vibe of
I
right
literally
now.
did that and missed my flight yesterday.
Oh my god.
I got there early. Yeah,
How'd you miss your flight?
TSA.
You got
Wait, how
no.
are you
Oh,
here?
not 8 hours early. Just early.
No, just early.
Oh, Artemis said 8 hours,
Oh,
and
no.
you said I did that and missed my
Sorry.
flight, and I was like, how?
I was early and I missed my flight.
Got
How
it.
did you do that?
Vegas.
TSA.
Vegas.
I
Vegas.
love that for you.
Literally, Vegas times in the airport are different.
You know what else is different? Archer time.
Yeah.
Archer time.
So,
But
So-
well, because Archer
maybe
woke up at
River
8
and
a.m. but
Faena.
left at 7.
Good point, yeah.
that's so right.
So we would,
Jason.
yeah,
You are
we would
so
leave.
right.
I would say maybe like 9:45.
That's fine. That's acceptable.
But I did insist that we stop and get some food because that's
That
important.
that
and
included
so-
food.
have
No,
Oh,
that,
okay, good.
in
that
the-
definitely included food.
Yeah, food is in the place, right? In the tavern.
Oh, is there?
That's what I thought. I
Do
thought
they
it
have
was
a
breakfast.
I
continental
like how
breakfast?
he's like, we're gonna skip there.
One day we're gonna have like a tour of live shows, and this is gonna be what it's like wrangling these players.
Was there a continental breakfast?
Yes.
There's absolutely.
All right, we're great. Let's go.
It's
Okay.
an
With
it's
all
a
of the fun
it is
goodies.
it is a pre 1950s inn. They absolutely have breakfast.
Do they have fun things at their
Anyway, so we get to
continental
Madame
No.
Jambier's.
breakfast? No, they don't have fun things.
No, they have normal food.
Normal Godfellian food.
Yeah, what's a
Yes.
normal coffee?
Oh,
Do not
Oh
what's
my
on the
gosh.
menu him right now.
I will 100%
I
do
wanted to know
that.
if they had Edolic food or like other.
They have
places'
Godfell food. It's meat and breads and potatoes and eggs. It's
Are
normal.
there berries?
I mean, there's fruit.
Great.
They have those.
Faena's
They have those
happy.
pancakes that have the shape where it's the circle with the 2 smaller circles at the top.
You know, shaped like the rat.
Yeah.
The rat that is the logo of the sewer system in
Yes, yeah. It's very pointedly modeled after the mascot for the Garumbash City Workers.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing anything
As-
this episode.
As we narrowly avoid copyright strikes.
Actress Gracie is dying.
Yeah.
Producer Gracie is dying for a different reason.
Dead. Gone.
Okay,
Gracie's just gonna be a hand puppet for the rest of the episode.
belly's full of bread and eggs and corned beef hash and berries.
Yay.
You all do arrive at Madame Jambier's at a reasonable hour. Willie is already standing outside, clutching a briefcase that is new to you, I think, maybe, Faena. Hadn't really seen it before.
I didn't care what he had.
Well, he's got a briefcase.
Oh, that's fun.
Clutching it, looking around very nervously as all of you walk up. He sees it. He's like, hi. I was a little concerned y'all weren't going to show back up, and not that I can't do this on my own, but it's nice to have you all here.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we're here, so
Yup.
let's see what she says.
Mm-hmm. He walks up, knocks the knocker, takes a moment, and the door opens, and you've all met Banson. A short for a furbolg. He looks like he's got furbolg features. Man who pointedly has half of his face covered in a ceramic mask that copies the right half of his face, but the left half is covered with this mask, being held in place by glasses. You can see, and real quickly as he greets you all, good morning. Well, come on in, and new person.
Faena Criminds.
Banson Mint. He goes to shake your hand, and as he does, you can see that his left arm is stiff and covered in a glove. Doesn't
Gotcha.
move. But he does take your hand. He doesn't quite I'm not sure how you proffered it like that. He
Fish
kind
hand?
of a little more shakes it.
Yeah.
One
That's it.
professional
Just
to
like-
another.
A little disappointed that we're not immediately seeing the hollow back.
And brings you all in. I guess, yeah, River did give you an update on everyone, so you aren't surprised by seeing Banson.
Yeah.
When you guys walk in, you see, new for you, but seated this time, already in an armchair. And this time, instead of kind of like that lush, if worn, feathered furry coat that she was wearing yesterday, there is seated a woman as tall as you are, Faena, standing. She is seated in a very high-backed armchair. Everything in this house is kind of long. The doorways are extra tall, the roofs are extra high, the chairs have extra long backs. And you can see, especially Faena, for all of you actually kind of looking from Faena to Madame Jambier, furbolgs are recognizable, but you actually can kind of from the comparison, you suddenly see that Madame Jambier doesn't just look older, but also slightly more wild, almost more feral. Her ears are a little more pointed and flared. You can see her whereas Faena's got a thin layer of kind of almost velvet across her skin from a very light fur. Madame Jambier, you can see around her corners has it's tufts and a little thicker. Not enough to be called a beard, but enough to be noticeable. There's just kind of a little bit more of almost you'd expect her to find her more in the woods than you would in the city. She has her cane just kind of propped next to her, one hand on it as you all walk in, and the other person in the room acknowledges you all, and you turn and see standing not too far from her a man. He's about 6 feet, maybe around there. He's thin, but in the dim lantern light of this room, even with you see the curtains are open, but there's still a kind of a transparent veil that's giving, so the direct sunlight doesn't come in. It's just enough light that people can actually see what's going on in here a little better than the lanterns. This man has a kind of gray skin. It's deep enough gray that you it kind of washes out, but in when the lantern light catches it, you can see there's kind of a vague purple tinge to it. He has white hair that is cropped super short and slicked as far back as it goes, plastered against his head, and a white pencil-thin mustache. In spite of the fact that his hair and everything's white, he looks like he's probably in his mid-30s. Long pointed ears, and notably what he is wearing a stark black military uniform. Even not having seen many military folks, you can tell that what he's wearing is a crisp uniform, silver buttons, silver epaulets on his shoulder. Yes.
Is it Godfellion or is it black and green?
Give me a history check.
11.
It's not Godfellion. You don't know what a black and green uniform looks like.
Gotcha. I just know that it's black or green.
Is there green on the
That's
uniform
the
at all?
vibe. There is not.
Great.
There's no green on his uniform. As a quick glance over, you notice it is largely black with silver. All the adornment is silver. The buttons, the cuffs have silver adornment on them. The chevrons on his shoulder. Everything gives you the vibe of crisp military. And he's even holding under one arm a military cap. And when you guys walk in, you can he addresses all of you with a very curt nod. Except my hair doesn't stay in place like his does. Madame Jambier turns and goes, yeah, welcome back, all of you. I don't know the little one here.
Faena Criminds. And she sticks her hand out in a proper way, not in a fish way.
She takes your hand and it almost encompasses yours. And you
Faena has absolute stars in her eyes.
you can notably feel pads on the inside of her hand, which you don't have.
Like where I would shave my fingers.
Yes, but
they're
more
callous
callous, like a dog's
pads.
pads.
Yeah.
As she shakes your hand, she's like, "A pleasure to meet you. Welcome to my house. I assume you are associated with all of this going on."
Mm-hmm. Our final member who was unable to come join us yesterday, but yes.
Welcome. Quite the entourage for such an important mission, it would seem. This is Sato Tarantella. Tarantella has graciously volunteered, since Banson cannot use the device and we are not conjurers, to investigate and inspect this device for us, since we have already looked over the blueprints and don't know anything about it. And Willie's like, and Willie immediately, hand goes up to shake Tarantella's hand. It's like, "Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you." And Tarantella, you see, grasps his hand, gives it a very firm, brief shake, and says, "And you, Monsieur Damon, pleasure." He's like, "So, do you want to? Are you going to use the device?" And Tarantella's like, "I'm going to inspect it first." And he takes that. He walks over to a table, lays the device down, and goes, and you watch as he reaches into his under his hair and literally plucks out a hair, pulls it, and as he pulls it, you watch as it expands into a silver thread. He takes a moment and collapses it in on his hands. And you watch as he's just... Give me a perception check, everyone. And Faena, you have advantage.
Oh.
Natural 20.
Really?
Which makes it a 22.
Whatever else, guys.
I got a 12 plus my perception.
I got 12.
17.
Plus your perception. Fair enough.
17. Yep.
Wow. Good
We are
job on
paying
everybody.
attention, apparently.
We did pretty good.
Yeah.
Because nothing else is happening in the room. We're all
You all see as what his hands he starts moving his hands in a very pantomime way, because there's nothing in them aside from what you initially saw was that silver thread, which is gone. You now realize his hands move, and there seems to be some working that you three track as looks from you're getting the vibe. You can pick up on what's happening, but you two have actually seen not this exact behavior, but at least the type that you recognize, which is casting. And as he moves his hands in some type of fashion, you're watching as silver threads flick off and then get pulled tight and pulled into a space in front of him around the device. And for a moment, you see Willie go, what's he? And Banson just puts a hand on his shoulder like, don't trust the process. Faena, you notice specifically the hand gestures he's doing are the act of are very reminiscent of pantomiming embroidery. And as his hand moves, pulling a needle back and forth through a sheet of fabric, you watch. All of you see silver threads moving around the device, and what you're seeing as he's doing this is you're watching as the silver threads of their own volition start weaving in and out of each other, creating gears. And as the gears interlock with each other, other wheels start coming in. You watch as threads come down from the ceiling and start lining up. And as the gears interlock, you're watching as more like these geometric symbols of circles with runes written on them are starting to interlock with the gears. As the gears turn, the symbols turn. Everything moving in kind of clockwork. And then something that especially takes note to you, Faedan, is you watch as the gears start to interlock, As symbols line up, you watch as 2 sets of eyes in silver thread weave out in the middle of the air. Little by little, this whole thing pieces together. More gears, more devices, pulleys, and screws all start to appear, woven together by this silver string in the air. And as it all starts to line up, you watch as silver lines in stark parallel, creating a little box, and the pieces start folding in on themselves as the gears and the pulleys and everything, all the silver machinery starts compressing into the box. And as everything starts to shrink down, you watch as silver lines go creating what looks like another rectangle that then folds in on itself until it is a single silver briefcase, identical to the one that Willie has been carrying around. And he turns to the rest and goes, "The device is what he says it is. It is very strictly a way for a diviner to allow someone without divination skills to view a prophecy. It is very impressive work that, if I may, not to be rude, Monsieur Damond, but I do not think you made this." And Willie's like, "No, I didn't. It was developed by the practitioners at Presser House. Just borrowed it for the sake of bringing the prophecy to Madame Jambier, because it was important that she sees what's going on in it." He goes, "Well, as far as I can see, there's no danger from the device. It is what it is intended to do, unless it is very, very well trapped, and it would be a very long way to come, frankly, for a retired general." And Joey's hard to argue. I'm hardly a threat nowadays. "Very well. Mr. Damond, if I may, do I just put the briefcase on my head, or how does it work?" Well, no, we'll have to, first we'll insert the prophecy, and he reaches into his coat and pulls out that little vial with that little thin strand in it. He goes, we'll have to insert the prophecy into the device, and then you will, you open it up and you look into it, and it's gonna activate. And she goes, and she's like, "Will this be a problem?" And she taps her left eye, which is clouded over from the scarring that's covered up on the left. And he goes, Can you see out of it?" She goes, "Not well." And he goes, "We can try it." She gets up, towering, 9 feet tall, towering over Even River, and leaning on her cane, walks over to the table, which is made for her height, pointedly, so, or at least a little higher than a normal table, which means that for poor Tarantella, it's about yay high on him, but he was able to make it all work regardless. I was like, so he goes, "Bon chance," and steps away, kind of like salutes with hat, and takes about 6 feet away, steps away. Madame Jambier takes the physical briefcase, because the silver one has now dissipated. The threads just kind of evaporating into air. Flicks the latches, opens it up, and for a moment there's a glow, and you can all see from your perspective, not made of silver, but actual metal gears turning inside of it. And as they turn, you start to watch those similar runes start to glow up in light. Where the gears are metallic, the runes and symbols seem more ephemeral. There's a moment where 2 eyes open up, where you can see what look like blue lights that give the impression of irises and then pupils. And then one of them on the left side flickers and dims. "Mr. Damond, I'm not sure if something else should be happening right now, but I'm not feeling anything." He goes, "It might be an eye thing. I'm sorry, I didn't really realize that was going to be a catch." She goes, "Tarantella?" I do not want to be the one using this. I will be perfectly honest. And so she kind of pauses. taps her cane a bit, and then turns to all of you and goes, does anyone else want to use the device?
Would you trust us to properly tell you what happens?
Because Seto has assured me that it is safe, I have no reason to doubt any of you, since as long as it's not going to attack one of us, I believe that what you are saying is true.
Faena just nods to River like, go on, go do it.
I clearly cannot use the device, and this is eating into my day.
I'm gonna turn to Willie and just be like, are there words that you would need to read involved in this, or would that be okay?
I don't know. I haven't seen the prophecy. It's a one-time use. And didn't want to use it up, so I don't rightly know.
I'm gonna look at Archer and Faedan. I'd be like, I can do it, but I don't want to.
I'll do it.
John VA turns to you and goes, very well. All right. It's all yours, Mr. Aspenwish. And she steps back. She does not go sit down. She only steps back about a foot and just gives you enough space to step up. It does not stop glowing. It has not feasibly powered down, it would seem. The gears are still turning. The runes are still lighting up. These starting to as these projections of light that some of which you actually recognize the symbols, although you may not necessarily know what they mean. You've seen them in your books. And as you walk up, you watch as those two eyes that you had seen before when in the bar when you cracked it open light up, lock onto you, and there's a moment where it maintains eye contact, and you watch as the eyes focus instead of just staring out into space and lining up with yours. They actually make eye contact with you, and you can feel a warmth in your temples that's lining up right behind your eyes. And there's all of you guys see Faedan's eyes start to glow from behind. Not superpower like lighting up, but more like there's a glow in his head that you can see from through his eyes. Because you now all you can see is the suitcase. You can't look. It's like you can't look away, or you don't want to look away. But you hear Willie's voice go, I think it's set up. So are you ready?
Yes.
You all see there's a small socket in the side of the briefcase where he takes the vial, unscrews it, and then screws it in almost like a light bulb. And you watch as light bleeds into the vial and then starts swirling. And you can see that little filament, for those of you who are paying close attention, that little filament that was in the vial start to vibrate. And instead of being just a string, it starts to like it's oscillating. You're going to the infirmary.
I am.
Yes. It's easy to find. As you walk up to what is truly a large wooden building, complete, you see as you walk up that it has multiple doors, all of which are wide open despite how cold it is. In a less strangely absent-minded way, and more from the design of all the aesthetics of the architecture, intended to be very welcoming. Because there, you can see, it's very easy to walk in. No one feels like they're shut out. Though there is another set of doors once you're in, to clearly keep out the weather, to make it a little more comfortable. But as you are approaching it, you do see that there are two banners on either side that have a bobcat on them, on the background of a red diamond, which is somewhat reminiscent of the bandit on a green one from Sunburst Falls. If you would like, you are welcome to give me a history check about it.
9.
9? That's enough to recognize that it's the flag of Heartcrux, which is the region of Godfell you're in.
Okay.
Where Sunburst Falls is in Hazelshoe. Idolic is apparently in Heartcrux.
Okay.
So, but walking in, it does initially, like the initial reaction is, government building. And then you walk further in and you then see the signs of the Hollow Chapel. And as you walk through the doors, you see it's one thing to walk into the Hollow Chapel in Sunburst Falls and to be greeted by Bill. One man wearing a ridiculous, in Tobi's eyes especially, paper cut model of a little cathedral, complete with the red windows. Bill's hat covers his eyes and just sits on his head like a meticulously carved little miniature building cut out of black and red paper with black exteriors and red windows and red doors that open, little red steeples that just sits on his head. You walk in and see dozens of people in black robes with red interiors, red lining, and these same paper cut hats, each one different, meticulously crafted to look like a different building, a different face for each person. And when you do, you see an older woman from the wrinkles around her mouth, but you can't see her eyes or hair or anything because it's covered by the little paper cathedral hat. And the veil of like red netting that makes up the window so she can see out of it. And there's just enough light at the very beginning of the building from the sun coming through that you can kind of catch her looking your direction as she walks up to you. She's probably about your height, but stooped, so maybe a little taller if she stands up straight. Plenty of wrinkles indicating that she's been around for a while. As she walks up and she goes, you see she walks, as she approaches, she goes, Sanguinister. Hello.
Hello.
I did not, is this a hi. Sorry, you caught me off guard. We weren't expecting anyone of military service to be here. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Parishioner Dolly Small.
Hi.
And you are?
I am Colonel Summerbeam.
Colonel Summerbeam.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Long way from home.
Very. I am actually looking for another Sanguinister, but if you weren't expecting one, then
No one's been turned in here. Is there a name? Maybe they were brought in under another guise.
Dakota Rigby.
No Dakota Rigby. Brought in from Grumbashlik? From the fields?
From oh my god.
Did you read the name of your own town?
Thank you.
Now I got 2 months off. It erased everything.
That was tough. Yes, from Sunburst Falls. Anyone from Sunburst Falls, actually. Have you had anyone come in?
Not recently, no. I mean, occasionally we've had people come in for medical help, but not within the last few months.
Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm good.
Are you? We've got someone here with a particular problem, and I wondered if maybe, since you are here, might take a look at them.
Tobi's panicking on the inside. She's like, I don't know what to do. But on the outside, she's like, what is? And then I like look around and see how many people are around. I'm like, all right, let's.
There are dozens of people. There are dozens of parishioners, people who work for the Hollow Chapel. However, there are even more people coming in looking for medical attention or receiving it. It's a pretty open building. You can kind of like, as you look forward, it almost gives you the idea of like one of those like old military hospitals where the rooms have been converted to patient rooms, but this kind of gives you the vibe that it's intentional.
Okay. Look around. I'm like, let's go somewhere else and discuss.
Give me a deception check.
Oh no.
She's gonna roll insight because you said what Toby's feeling on the inside.
Yes.
This isn't exactly danger. I'm not gonna roll the danger die.
19, baby. No. What is it? No. What is it?
15.
Okay.
Yes, of course. Please come with me. And she'll lead you. And as you walk past rows and rows of people in hospital beds, there are a lot of people who look like they've come in with a cough, or who aren't feeling well, just kind of like they've got back problems. This is an infirmary. This is a doctor's office of sorts. But the deeper back you go, and there's at one point a point where she takes you through an actual doorway into another room that is smaller, but the beds are further apart, and there are actually curtains pulled up between them. And here you start to see the first person you walk past. You see have their leg ends right above the knee, and it's been bandaged, clearly recently. Continuing on, you see there are other people who are missing limbs, missing eyes. You see one person who's just bedridden, but it's impossible to miss the smear of black ooze and goo that's like draining from their lips. Walking back, she's like, this is, I'm sure this is nothing new to you, but we don't deal with a lot of it. So it's the sort of thing when we see a sanguinister come in, it feels like an appropriate person to ask. And she leads you back through another set of doors. And past those, you see now there's like desks where a lot of people, still similar parishioners, still dressed in the guise of the Hollow Chapel, are sitting there, largely just doing paperwork. And she has a small desk that she sits down at and asks, do you want tea, coffee?
Just water, please.
Sure, certainly. And I'll be right back.
Okay. May I have the book, please? I'm just gonna.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can.
Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing, guys.
Good luck.
I know you were missing it.
Too bad there's no one with you who can do any magic. It's too bad.
What is going through Toby's head at this exact moment, or what is Toby doing?
Toby's freaking out. There's all of these sick people. She doesn't know how to help them. She's a minor. And she has a book that has given her an inkling of a feeling, and she can spew fire from her mouth. She can't help these people. So she's freaking out a little bit, and just like looking through her book, trying to get. Oh, wait, there's more. Can I show the camera? I don't think it's gonna pop.
Yeah, you can show the camera.
More, guys! Oh my god, there's a butterfly. This is so cool.
Little butterfly.
Wait, okay. There's so many bubbles. Personally, I am not freaking out anymore. Tobi is still.
And Dolly
Mind you.
walks back up about that moment with a glass of water. Here you go.
Thank you.
Of course. And she sits across, opposite you at the desk.
Okay.
We have a patient here who's suffering from something unfamiliar to us. It seems to be we're accustomed to what people have been receiving in the Brushfire Wars, whether it's quietus or any of the other type of like magical effects that like attack the battlefield itself, and the people like the gas or fires, things like this. The more otherworldly things that have been happening. But this is some type of toxin, which we've not seen before, and I know, and it is attacking the blood. So I thought perhaps maybe you would have some insight, or could at least have a look at them.
I look at the book. I'm just like, I can take a look. I am new at, not like new, but I just got sent out to be an official sanguinister, and first day without my trainer, so
Sure.
my coach, whoever.
Deception check.
Thank you. I don't know the word. What's the opposite of an apprentice?
Master?
Master.
Mentor?
Mentor. I like that one better.
Mm-hmm.
You said deception?
Mm-hmm.
12.
Understood. But perhaps any 3.
Thank God.
Perhaps any
Yes.
anything input, advice, or just thoughts. And maybe it's familiar to you. For the Blitzen Fields is a wildly different atmosphere than Godfell.
Yeah. Do I still have my cane? Just wanted to.
There's no reason you wouldn't.
Okay, just making sure. Got it. Cool.
I assume you have, unless you left at the hotel, I'm going to assume you have it with you.
I'm just gonna have it with me.
Okay. And she, if you come with me, she takes you through, not back the way you came, but down another hallway, and through a door that is now, instead of vast rooms where they've just cordoned things off, these are now doors, indicating each one is a separate private room. And going through, she says, this is, we didn't get their name. They were found in the street.
Okay.
And she opens the door, and as soon as you walk in, you see maybe 7 years old in a bed, with a sheet pulled up, not moving. Is a young child, looks like probably a furbolg. They've kind of got like this, like the longer facial features, but maybe not fully because they're small, so it's hard to tell. But what you can see is purplish blue veins that cover their face, and their eyes are, and you can see like their eyes are also like leaking like some type of like bluish purple fluid. It doesn't give you the reminiscence of blood, but it definitely seems like something leaching into maybe their tear ducts is exuding itself through their body. We've never seen anything like this. We don't know if it's a disease and contagious, but it seems to... No one else has been affected, so we're operating as if it's a poison.
They haven't woken. When did you find them?
About a week ago.
Okay, and they haven't woken up at all.
He was speaking and walking very brokenly. But when we brought him in, we laid him in bed, we tried to feed him, and he couldn't keep anything down. And a few days later, he lapsed into unconsciousness.
Okay. I grab my book and I'm like, can I just have a moment, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
And she steps to the doorway, but she doesn't leave.
Okay. She's looking through the book. There has to be something. None of this makes sense to her at all. But she is just glancing at the kid as well as looking at the book, and she's like, I have to do something. This child.
There's a child.
This might be something. And then she...
Do you want to try magic? Or
What do I want to do? I think so.
what do you want to try?
I think that one.
On a child?
I'm trying to help him.
I don't see what could go wrong.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. Now you're making me second guess my choices.
I'm trying to get you to make a choice.
Okay, well...
We're not there. We can't make any suggestions.
No, you guys aren't there. River isn't here. It's me.
It is you.
Okay.
It's all you, Tobi.
Pull the Josephine trigger.
Absolute fuck.
Solves
No,
everything.
just like pull the trigger on a decision.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Not
okay.
like kill the kid.
We just saw that destroy a mannequin. You're like, pull the trigger.
Like make a decision. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That was
What you up to?
Okay, I'm
going
gonna
to hell.
use the page with the child.
Okay.
Don't say it like that.
not the one with the vial. Okay.
Roll me, because roll
Shaking. I'm so nervous.
me an Arcana check.
I think I have a -2.
You do, but you can always roll a natural 20.
Done it before.
It's gonna happen.
I don't want to roll it in here.
Roll it in the pit.
In the pit.
Can I move this? Is that okay with you?
You want to move it?
Can I move?
You can move it.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the pit.
In the pit. In the pit.
Oh, 14.
Well,
Okay.
What does it look like as you attempt to cast magic on this child?
The attempt is, I look at my notes, and there's more on my notes. Going through the motions of what this means. There's this symbol where it is like this. So I put my hands like this, and there are lips that mean nothing right now to me. But I'm gonna go like in that cadence, sort of, kind of, just like straight. And there's a butterfly, the whatever this is. Yeah, this.
You feel a hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
It's okay. It was a Hail Mary. We will keep trying.
Close the book.
Thank you.
I just look at the kid. I'm just like, put my hand on him. Is he cold?
He's not cold.
Okay.
Necessarily, but he's cool, he's clammy, he's not well.
Yeah. I'm like, you can get through this. Okay. And then I feel a little bit awkward. And so
She sees you out. In a cold concrete building with concrete stairs that do not echo, as a young woman named Minerva Praxis walks up the stairs with a stack of envelopes in hand. Filing through them, her thin fingers quickly looking for anything that seems urgent or important before she bothers her boss with them. She reaches the top of the stairs, opens it, and says, "Mr. Rott, I have a letter for you." The warm gaze of Samson Rott turns to take her in and says, I would love to hear it. Can I have that? Is it from who I think it is? She says, yes, sir. It's marvelous. And he takes it and cracks it open. And just sees the words, "It is done." He smiles to himself, folds the letter up, touches it to a candle flame, and as the letter burns away, he believes that several of his problems have been taken care of.